Welcome back to the Shred the Spread podcast. This is our Thursday night football week 10 episode. This is the Shred the Spread podcast. I'm your host, Jared. Before we get into the Bengals Ravens Thursday night showdown divisional matchup, let me bring on my co-host, my right-hand man, my dude. I know what's going on, man.
Yeah, what's going on, my guy? It's about time we have a Thursday night football matchup that we can actually talk about. I feel like the Thursday night football specials have been ass. We had a pretty decent one with the Dallas Cowboys and Giants. That was still an ass game, but a division matchup like this, two high-powered offenses looking to go back and forth with it, man. Let's go ahead and dive into these picks, man. Let me see what props you got going on.
I will say I've looked a lot into this game. There's a lot of stuff I love, but it's very correlated. So I just want to say this right now. I'm probably going to sweep the board or be way wrong. Like I don't think there's a way. I mean, there's a couple of these could go either way, but for the most part, the way I have this correlated, I don't necessarily think that this is like a 4-4 whatever. It's I think I either sweep the board and rob the bookie or I am drowning in piss. There's no way if ands or buts. So, Dino, how are you feeling about this game so far?
I feel like it's honestly. I feel like this is going to be more of a. I think it's going to be a closer game. They got the spread at 6 right now. I actually would take the Bengals plus 6, because this historically these games play kind of tight. I do like the receive. I mean, anytime I ain't gonna lie to you, I like the fade. I like to fade the Ravens defense when it comes to the outsides and the corners. So the receivers will probably be one of those targets. I believe Higgins is not playing this week, so I would actually target. I mean, you already know Jamar Chase is going to get his. And then I can't really pronounce his name. That's why I'm having a little hard time trouble getting the name. Or you know what? No.
Andre
Yeah,
whatever.
I saw it. Yeah, yep. Ilyasova, whatever how you want to pronounce that. And also Mike Gesicki, who's been emerged as a target for Joe Burrow. Man, just target a lot of the receivers. They're gonna throw the ball a lot, as we already know. And that secondary is still hampered. They went and got Tre'Davious White there the trade deadline. If that was 3 years ago, I'd be like, wow, that's a great trade. But there's a reason why the Rams, a team who's looking to contend in that division, is trading away at corner. I think that says something a lot. So just continue to target those tight ends and receivers on the outside.
All right, I'm gonna ramble for a little bit.
Go ahead, let's go.
So,
I'm here
for
for it.
those of you guys who have been following us since the preview episode, you guys know that I am extremely high on the Bengals this year. They were my pick to go to the Super Bowl, my pick to win that division. I also took Joe Burrow MVP a couple weeks ago. So basically, what I'm revolving these picks around are the Bengals, my futures, and I. It sounds crazy, but if you really look at statistically and the rest of the schedule, the Bengals can still win this division. Now, the odds are incredible. I've already taken it over the last few weeks, but that's how I'm revolving my picks. So I'm going to start off with this. I think the Bengals win this game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh.
it's a
Oh.
division
Okay.
matchup. The Bengals should have won the first matchup. They let it
Yeah.
go. Joe
Honestly.
Burrow was not playing very good, even though he put up almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Ravens last time they played. This Bengals team has only gotten better. So they've been a little bit better against the pass. They've been a little bit better against the run. Nothing very like staple. But what I will say is this offense has been on cruise control, and Joe Burrow has been throwing the ball just as well as anybody else in the NFL. So, with that being said, I like the Bengals money line. Have already played the Bengals money line, which obviously I've already played the spread. So just to get the standard stuff out of the way, I'm on the Bengals money line. I'm on the Bengals spread. I teased the Bengals up to plus 14 and the total. What did I get it at? So I got the Bengals at plus 14 and I got the total at 46, I think. I
Wow.
can't I
Yeah.
can't find it. Anyway, so yeah, I
Hmm.
played it. I
Yeah.
teased the line in the total. I think this game is going to be high scoring. Both defenses are playing poorly, to say the least. But the one thing that I give the edge to the Bengals is their passing offense is way better. And I know T. Higgins is not playing. He didn't play in this last matchup versus the Ravens. But Mike Gesicki, as Dino mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
is running loose. And I think that I think that is consistent and plays relevance into this game. I think it's actually going to be a lot over the middle of the field for the Bengals. So I like Gesicki. I like Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I like his yards. Um, and I like the Bengals team total over 23.5. So the way I see this game playing is a lot of back and forth early. I think the second half tightens up a little bit, but I think Joe Burrow in the fourth quarter basically unleashes the beast. I feel like he finds it one of the guys twice. I think the Bengals score 14 in the fourth quarter, win the game. It's a convincing win. It's a good win, and I think the Bengals can have a chance to turn their season around on Thursday Night Football. The tight ends are what I'm targeting for the touchdown scores. So it's chalky. Uh, that's why I really didn't want to go with Jamar Chase. But what I did go with really good value was Mike Gesicki and Mark Andrews. So
Mm-hmm.
Mike Gesicki has been the second most targeted receiver behind Jamar Chase over the last several weeks,
Yes, sir.
and he's found the end zone. Like he's had he's actually had more red zone targets than Jamar Chase over the last 3 weeks. So that itself says something. Joe Burrow loves to play action rollout to the quick pass to the tight end, and we already know Jamar Chase is going to be getting all of the he's going to get every look from the defense in the red zone. So I think Mike Gesicki is a sneak pick for touchdown at plus 240. I also like him at 2+ touchdowns. Like I said, I think Joe Burrow is going to be throwing this ball a lot. There's no Zach Moss. And that doesn't sound insane because Chase Brown is still there. But when Zach Moss is out, on average, Joe Burrow throws the ball 6 to 7 times. It's like 6.4 per passes extra per game. So with no Zach Moss, they rely on the passing offense, and that is the weakness of this Ravens defense. We do not want to run the ball all game. If the Bengals are trying to win, they do not want to run the ball all game. They need to leave the runs for setting up the play action, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. But I did sprinkle this Deontay Johnson over 2.5 receptions. Now, that's sitting at plus 130. That is priced right. I know a lot of people were looking at that line like, what the hell, Deontay Johnson, he was basically the leading receiver in Carolina and he was a big target. This makes sense because he's not going to play as much snap count as we expect him to.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But the reason I like him at plus 130 is I think the Ravens will be playing from behind. And we know the Bengals defense loves to run man on the outside. They love it. They like forcing everything down the middle. They like making their safeties making a play over the middle of the field. They don't like letting up those big chunk plays, so they play zone on the outside, try to contain the receivers during the game, and they just like their safeties to roam around. So I think Deontay Johnson is going to get out there a lot in the second half because the Ravens are going to be trailing, which is going to force Lamar Jackson to have to look away from Zay Flowers because, as we've seen over week and week, Zay Flowers had one game where he really wasn't getting his target share. Every other game, the dude is putting up damn near 100 yards, 10, 11 targets. So I feel like the Bengals have to scheme around Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers, which that gives more opportunity for Deontay Johnson. So I feel like at a plus number, it's a sure play. I think it's going to trickle down as it gets closer to Thursday because he's the second name to pick from that's under the receivers for the Ravens. So I'm all over the passing game pretty much for both teams. It's just
Yeah.
too chalky to take the Ravens run offense. We know, Dino, like you and I know, the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball. That's what the Bengals need to force
Anticipate.
the Ravens to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, you hit it on the head. As long as they can anticipate it and not let them bleed, the Bengals will be okay. So I'm really looking forward to Bengals forcing the Ravens to run the ball, slowing the game down, and then Joe Burrow going out there and taking chunks out of that Ravens defense because I really feel like Joe Burrow is going to have a really big game. It's just we've seen it time and time again with this Ravens defense. It's like they patch one hole and another hole pops up. It's like a boat that is just inevitably sinking. So I'm all over this Bengals offense. I mean, there's not prop like you can't name me a prop where I'm like I don't see it hitting. Like
Right.
I think Joe Burrow might throw the ball 55 times. Like I feel like they have to. It's going to be a high scoring game. He's going to find his guys, and Man, I really wish T. Higgins was playing because this might have been one of my favorite bets of the year. He's
Right.
not, so I'm not putting in that category. But I mean, I'm all over this passing offense. Call me crazy if you want, Donnell.
No, I ain't calling you crazy. Cause like I said, that's why. Cause that's what you target. If you, in both sides of the ball, that is their weak point. It's gonna be a high scoring game. It was 41-38 for a reason that last game. And the fact, to be honest with you, the fact that I think the total's at 53.5 right now on DraftKings, I still think that's low. I honestly still think that's low. I think at least the game ends up being 30-27, and
I
maybe I,
That's
I,
crazy. That was my
I'm
pick.
preaching. Maybe yeah, but I say maybe I'm preaching too much, and I'm giving it too much credit. But 30-27 is the floor for me in this game. I'm being honest to God. Now, like I said, the same thing with Deontay Johnson. With Deontay Johnson, it's going to be the same way for Tre'Davious White too. Yes, Tre'Davious White's an addition, but he won't be in there on every snap of the play. And on top of that, too, like I said, I don't expect him to have that. He was a huge impact 3 years ago, a couple years ago. Injuries have plagued him, and I don't think he's going to really be that big of an impact, especially with Joe Burrow at quarterback, Jamar Chase on the outside, and then Mike Gesicki on the inside to help out with that. It's literally too much talent on the outsides to basically ignore at this point. So the over shoot over. I got the Bengals +6. They got the offensive power to keep up with the Ravens, even if they do end up dropping 38 or wherever points they score. And it's a division game, bro. This is a classic Ravens and Bengals game. This is going to be close, no doubt about it. Passing yards all over the place. You actually hammered it. Like you actually hammered it, bro. You actually said everything that I could possibly say.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like Joe Burrow has several times this year. I mean, even last week, 3+ passing touchdowns is +270. Like
Mm.
in a game where I think the Bengals score at least 4 touchdowns, like
Yo,
that
telling you.
that just dude, and we've seen it over the last few weeks with no Zach Moss. Like Chase Brown has been a decoy in the red zone. It's a lot of play action. Like Mike Gesicki has been a product of that. So I just don't know why Mike Gesicki is +240 for a touchdown. I just don't know
Hmm.
why.
Yeah, yeah. And
He's gonna have way too many opportunities to do so in the red zone.
why does he still have the same amount, the same odds as Deontay Johnson to me? That is insane to me. That is insane. He has the same odds as or I think Deontay Johnson has better odds than Mike Gesicki has on an anytime touchdown, which is very weird. Very weird.
Like, but that's see, this is where I see the price it's incorrect in the market because the total is extremely high. Okay,
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki is probably the third option in the red zone. It's probably goes
Right.
Jamar Chase, then Chase Brown, then Mike Gesicki. Who's the third option for the Ravens? If it goes Derrick Henry and then probably like you could interchange Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson. Well, Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson are priced at +140 and +160 respectively. That's
Mm-hmm.
their second and third option. The
Right.
Bengals' second and third option are -125. What that says a lot. That says a lot right there. The second option is -125, and then the third option +240. Like that to me, I just cannot fathom. Like just could not fathom that. And also, if you want to take a shot, uh, if you want to take a shot, Drew Samples +550, second tight end. Like
Okay. And
that's
you
that's
shoot.
that's a sprinkle. You know, like
Yeah.
Drew Sample touchdown and under receptions little reverse correlation parlay.
Mm-hmm.
That would pay a decent amount of money. So the Bengals are going to go out there with heavy personnel in the red zone. They're going to play action pass to piss out of the Ravens, and
Yep.
that's what they need to do because the Ravens' defensive line can stop the run. Their defensive back cannot stop a pass. And Dino said the same thing. Like he said, nail on the head for Tre'Davious White. He just got there. I mean, I don't even know how much he's going to play if he plays at all. He's probably going to play a little bit, but he's not a big physical wide or a big physical corner, and that's where Jamar Chase struggles. He likes those guys that try to keep up with him because I'll tell you what, if it gets to a foot race of Jamar Chase and Tre'Davious White, I will give Jamar Chase the tip of my cap 9 out of 10 times.
9 out of 10. Yep. Yes, sir.
So, I think we're in agreement here. Um, dude, we've never put a Thursday night game in the contest. Have you looked at any of the upcoming games for this
I
week?
have
Like,
not.
have you?
I honestly, no. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be honest. I have not so far.
Okay. I'm not. All
But
right. I'm not gonna force. I was gonna say fuck it and let's put the Bengals in the contest.
mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's not do that. We never do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Well, you know what? Listen, we're gonna have so much riding on this damn game anyway. Let's just take
Let's
our time with this with
let's
the
ride it out. Ride
yeah.
it
Let's just
out.
ride it
Right.
out. See what happens. But yeah, dude. I think Dino and I are all over the Bengals, and I know we've been
Hmm.
rambling on, but I mean, this just does not make sense to me. The
It
number just
don't.
doesn't make sense.
53 and a half still doesn't make any sense. I honestly don't think it makes any sense. And then, like you said, you teased it to what, 46, 47? That's money.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, that's
it's
money.
just I don't like big favorites divisional on a short week. Like,
Right.
and these two teams, like we just made, especially when the Ravens passing offense made the Browns defense. Obviously, the Browns defense is good, but it made us want to back James. Like, Jameis Winston lit up the Ravens defense. Okay,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is miles ahead of Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston beat the shit out of the Ravens so bad that he tricked us into betting the Browns again the next week. That's how much Jameis Winston fucked up that Ravens secondary. He torched them so bad he suckered me and Dynell in the next week to bet the Browns.
Sure did.
Okay.
Sure did.
Well, now it's Joe Burrow's turn.
Right.
So, with that being said, Dynell, we've rambled on enough. We hope you guys good luck in your Thursday night bets. Obviously, like I said at the beginning of the episode, everything for me is correlated. As you could tell, everything was correlated to the passing yards, to the over, to the total, to the passing yards, passing touchdowns, whatever it may be. Everything is correlated. So that's how I like to bet my single games. I like to correlate it because it gives you a higher chance of overall success. If I'm betting Thursday, I don't want to go 3-3. I'd rather just sweep the board, or get my ass kicked. So let's sweep the board, Dynell. Let's go
Hmm.
Bengals. Let's get back on track.
Right.
Let's give them an opportunity. If they win this game, they're back in the race to win the division. So this is a huge game for us in our futures, especially me. You guys already know I am balls deep on the
Yeah, he's
Bengals. So
heavy. Yeah, he's heavy on fucking Cincinnati.
with that,
Heavier than me.
yeah. With that being said, Dynell, it was nice to get back to a Thursday night football slate.
Yes, sir.
I will see you Friday night for our episode for the contest. We've got to get back on track.
Oh my God, please. Yeah.
I
Damn
think
right.
we will do that. I think we will do that. I will
Hmm.
talk to you then. For those of you guys listening, apologize for not having the video. We've got some technical issues. We'll get that situated and hopefully be back for the video
Friday.
podcast on Friday.
Hmm.
With that being said, Dino, any last words for the listeners?
Same message as every episode, Knuckleheads. Make sure you guys tune into X. Tune into us on X at Shredder Spread _ and make sure you guys get in interaction with me at Dyneezy, Dyneezy. Like I said, things constantly change each and every week. Injuries happen, things happen. Trade deadline happened. I mean, shoot, we got everything going on right now in the NFL. So make sure you guys tune in, follow us, and definitely keep an eye out for any updates coming out throughout the week.
He said it best. Thanks again for listening to the Thursday Night Football for Week 10, Bengals and Ravens. We will be back Friday night with a new episode for the contest. 5 picks against the spread as we do each and every week. Until then, we'll see you.
Peace.